Okay, I'm already on my little job site here. What do we got? 716. I'm gonna change that evaporator coil on that walk-in box where I changed the compressor from R22 to 404, and it had the old EVAP coil. They finally came around that okay, and the evaporator coil change, and I'm gonna do it today. And the coil is right here in my van. I got my high lift. I borrowed the high lift from my pal Jason. The footprint on this coil is a lot bigger because it's low profile. So let's get into this thing. Okay, here's our condensing unit. For the coil change out, you don't have to recover the gas. We're gonna pump it down. What that is, we're gonna close off our king valve on our receiver. We're gonna pump all the refrigerant back, and then we'll, after it's all pumped down, we'll go ahead and close off that suction service valve right there. And then there'll be no gas inside where the coil is, and we'll be able to remove the old coil and install the new coil. Okay, so I pumped it down into a vacuum there, minus 4.4, and then now we're ready to go ahead and close off our suction service valve there. You get them all closed up, put the caps back on. Always like to put the caps back on in case your packing's leaking by or something like that. Keep them good and sealed up. Okay, now we can go and tinker with the coil. Try lift up under there. Get your drain taken apart. You'll see I cut it behind the union. That union wasn't coming apart. Everything was crusty. Get your electrical taken apart. Then we'll come over here and cut the freon lines with the tubing cutters. And then we'll take the bolts apart, and then we'll get ready to get that thing out of there. Okay, get all your hangers out. And you can slowly crank down your high lift and get your coil down. That's our next step here. Okay, then got a little house cleaning to do up there. And then get the new one in, drill some holes, get some new lags. You probably don't want to reuse hangers on walk-in coils because the old ones end up being pretty rusty and crusty. Same with the switches, especially when they're from the 80s or whatnot. Just 86 all that stuff and put in some freshies. Pretty simple. Okay, let me carry on. Okay, so take out your old coil, install your new coil. And I didn't film a bunch of the install. Let's get to playing with the toys. Got the toys hooked up, the smart probes. I made a little connector with just two 1/4-inch access fittings and a coupling for my hose to go up to my evaporator section. Still waiting for the box to get the set point. We're at 404A, there's my pressures, 58 suction, 22 evaporator, 13.5 degrees superheat, but we're still cooling down, so that's going to settle down. And we can go out to the condensing unit and take a look at the 500s. I got those hooked up out there. Okay, so they're all hooked up. That's reading 52.6. Let's see what we're getting for a gap temperature. 17.8. About 8 degrees subcooling. The compressor superheat at 32 degrees. It's a short line run. It just goes from here up to the attic, over, and then down into the box. at for set point. Super close on the set point. And we'll see where our superheat checks in at. Okay, we got my thermostat set off. Checking my pump down. Making sure she's going to pump down from thermostat. There she goes. Okay, so we know our pump down's good. I'm stoked on that. And we'll get it back on and we'll do the final check on the superheat at the evaporator. Okay, so we're approaching set point. We got our probe up there, we got this probe here. And this is what we're reading. 54 suction, 19-degree evaporator, 13.3 superheat. So I can adjust that. I'll probably crack that valve open just a little bit. Maybe just a quarter turn. Let's see how that settles down. That's really close. 37 degrees. Well, let's see how she settled down. I made one adjustment to the valve. Let's take a look here. 12.4 superheat, 15-degree evaporator. Not bad. I think I'm going to leave it like that, let it run. We can talk about these Testo smart probes a little bit. That's the app for it. Let's check it out. Okay, there's a look at the smart probe as compared to the Robinair gauge. Now what's interesting is I already had the 550s. I keep them in this Klein tool pouch. My hose is in there. So I only purchased the one probe and the one temperature sensor. You can get both of these for roughly the same cost of this. I still use this for just gauging up on things and taking a quick look when the calls are backing up. But as you can see, like from my video with the evaporator coil change out, it's super good for us refrigeration guys for checking the superheat at the evap coil. Then you can still have your 550s hooked up at the condensing unit. They're small and compact. They seem to be really durable. There's the switch, it's all rubbery. That's what they look like. Temperature probes like that. There's some really good videos about these smart probes. One's on Tom Powell's channel on YouTube, and one's on John M. H.V.A.C. Some really good videos on this. There it is, Hams. What your granddad used to drink. Alright, thanks for watching.